right.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Taylor, aficionados. All right,
And,
appreciate that.
we looked the word up, and it's a real word.
Yeah, he didn't make that up.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't
he
make it
sure
up.
didn't. Okay, yeah. So let's go to number 16, diabetes part 3. We did part 2 last week, part 3. We're going to do part 4 next week, all right?
Right,
This is a
right,
mini
right.
series. Let's go to the disclaimer at this time. The information presented in this presentation is not to diagnose, prescribe, or treat, but to educate only. We advise that you consult with your primary care physician before incorporating any complementary, integrative, and/or alternative medicine. Alternative medicine.
Sounds
all right?
good. Sounds good. So, where are we going?
Well, folks, let's go to the next graphic because this is something that we need to understand. We did this last week.
Right.
Here's another study. This is China's CDC. It says this. In the largest series reported by the Chinese CDC comprising 72,000 individuals, cases of COVID-19, patients with diabetes had a higher mortality. We said this last time. Look at the graphic there. We're talking 3 times as high. If you are diabetic and get COVID-19, mortality is 3 times as high. 3 times as high. So that's why it's very important. If you don't know if you're a diabetic, but you may be a diabetic, then therefore you need to be checked out. Make sure that if you are, you want to make sure that you watch these because we talk about how to monitor your glucose levels.
So we talked about that, knowing it, with the combination of knowing your numbers and then also the severity of if you indeed get COVID-19 and you're high on the diabetic scale.
Absolutely.
That your opportunity or your chances of having a bad experience with it might be worse. So that's why we're talking about diabetes as it relates to COVID-19.
Now, last week we talked about the first type of carbohydrates,
Yes, we did.
which is which is
Simple and non-starchy.
Well, yeah, simple carbohydrates, which is fruit
and
non-starchy vegetables.
Very good.
That's
very
simple.
Good, very good.
The next type of carbohydrate is already on the screen.
That's it. This
It
is
is complex.
The
Talk about
complex.
that, honey.
When you talk about the complex group, now we're talking about those foods that have more staying power, longer time in the system. The complex ones are actually the whole grains and whole wheat and brown rice and the whole wheat spaghetti noodles and all the bean kingdom, the black beans, the red beans, the green beans, all the beans, okay? And then also sweet potatoes, which is one of your favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet potatoes.
My wife has nicknamed me a potato head. Yeah, sweet potatoes. Complex carbohydrates.
And so with that, let's see exactly when we do the complex group, what does that do for the body system?
Okay. All right, let's go to the next graphic at this time. All right, here it is, folks. Listen to this. After 12 weeks of, again, whole grains, that's complex,
Yes.
and legumes, that's complex group,
Yes.
show a significant decrease in, number 1, glucose.
Okay.
Number 2, insulin. Number 3, insulin resistance. Number 4, A1C. Just by shifting the diet to a complex carbohydrate. See, the numbers are dropping from 132 down to 113, all right? So that's why it's very important for a complex carbohydrate along with a simple carbohydrate diet.
All right, so we got those two in combination.
All
Let's
right.
see what the complex can actually do for us when we look at what do we get or gain by that. We actually have a hunger. It takes us a longer time. It satisfies the hunger.
Okay.
All right?
Number
and
2.
then on top of that, it gives us more energy.
Steady source of energy.
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah. And then it's loaded with a lot of nutrients.
All right. Now, let me just, I think we have a few moments. Let me just say this quickly. Those who know, I'll do the 10K. Yeah, I got, 4 minutes. I do a 10K run, the Cotton Row 10K.
Yes.
Every year, about 5 years now.
Okay.
And people know that I do race walking. I don't run, I do race walking, all right, for a whole hour and 10 minutes, all right? After this past 10K last year, I felt that I wasn't going as fast. I just felt that this is not going to be a good time.
Okay.
I usually try to shave about 30 seconds off each year. And when I crossed the finish line, I was a minute later than what I normally would be because I knew that my time wasn't good.
Okay.
But I crossed the finish line about an hour and 12 minutes, race walking. My recovery time was 3 times as long as normal. Usually about 15 minutes, I'm good to go. About an hour, like I'm still tired. I mean, I was on empty. That night, I realized what I did.
What did you do?
The week before the Cotton Row run, I had a total, simple fruit diet and water only and nothing else.
No complex carbs.
No carbs.
Oh, you
I
were
should have
asking
known
for-
better. Nothing but whole fruit and water.
Okay, okay.
Fruit gives me quick energy,
Yes.
but not a steady source of energy.
No,
I think David with me, David Dugan, he was with me, realized, come on, it's time to get up, man. I was on empty. So complex gives you a steady source of energy with the simple. With the
Yes,
simple.
with the simple.
We got an animation at this
Yes,
time, and
let's
I'll
look
talk
at
about this.
animation.
Why it's loaded with nutrients. Let's go to the animation
When
this
we look at
time,
what the
and let's
Creator-
talk over this, honey.
We look at what the Creator God has done. We put this seed in the ground, and we put that seed in the ground. It begins to.
And we can
from
start the
soil
animation at
itself,
this time.
It begins to create.
There it is.
The environment for the seed to grow.
Okay, growing out of the ground.
Right now, our gardeners who got those gardens out there, this is the time to plant the fall and winter garden.
Yes.
We got the collard greens right now.
Collard
the mustard
greens.
greens, the turnip greens, the spinach, the Swiss chard.
All that's coming out of the
these are
ground.
winter foods. It's time to put those into the seedlings, into the dirt, so we can get those plants up.
Right.
And get them going. Can you
So if they
believe-
grow out of the ground, they're taking up the nutrients as they come
That's what they're
out of
doing.
the earth.
That's what they're doing.
Complex carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates.
All right,
Yes.
just coming out of the ground.
Yes,
so
yes.
therefore, if you want to get some of our garden products, we
Not
move.
products,
We change the address, so don't be coming by our backyard. Anyway, but it's good for that. So that's why we have a steady source of energy, because it comes out of the ground,
Comes
get
out
those
the ground.
nutrients for us that's concerned. All right?
All
Let's go
right.
to that next graphic. I think the time is
let's
running
talk
out.
about the Bible, what the Bible has to say, because when we look at the Bible, we know Genesis 3:18. What does it say?
And you will eat now underscore the word,
Yes.
plants of the field.
That's
That's
it.
why it's called a plant-based diet. Plants of the field.
So speaking about plant-based diet, let's put all this together. We
Put
got
it
the
together.
Bible going. Let's put this all together
All
in
right,
our
here we
last
go.
graphic. So we talked about that
Now,
complex
this is
group.
going to make somebody hungry, this
And
last
the
graphic.
complex group is so important. But as we put that last graphic up there, we have our vegetable fajita.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is
Oh,
a
yeah.
complex meal right here.
That's it.
Let's talk about that, honey.
We got the brown rice.
Brown
It's
rice
got
in the corner.
Veggies in it. We got the whole wheat tortilla shell.
Whole wheat tortilla shell.
We got the veggie meat.
The veggies,
inside,
all that
and
kind
the
of
red
stuff.
pepper, the bell
Oh,
pepper.
you working,
and
baby.
the
Work it,
onions
baby.
and
Work
the
it, work
garlic.
it. All right.
So this one
You're getting
meal,
hungry now.
This one meal.
Just one meal.
All complex carbohydrate.
Complex carbohydrate.
When it goes in, it gives you the staying power to keep on keeping on. Yes.
All right, so therefore, this is complex. Next week, we're going to give you another type of carbohydrate.
Yes.
As always, John 10:10, Jesus said, I come, that they might have life and have it more abundantly.